to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. I am your host, Sam Randazzo, and I am joined by my two rather rambunctious co-hosts. To my right, it is the one, the only, it's Uncle Sam.
Hello.
And to my left, it is none other than our very own Mr. Zolo, Mike Palazzolo.
Blessed.
And for the first time ever, in addition to YouTube, we are now live on TikTok. Big deal.
We forgot to introduce somebody.
We're making moves. See, everybody jumps the gun.
Okay.
You always jump in the gun.
Whatever.
All right?
Let's move on.
And it's all thanks to our wonderful producer sitting behind that desk. Spent all day yesterday just absolutely obliterating his own face with his own goo. Bruce the Tugboat Van Diddy. That's why we made it.
Hello.
We made it.
Oh, shit.
If he
Hello.
wasn't incessantly texting Zolo how to figure this out all day yesterday, it would have probably never got done.
Cousin Cam, who's actually in the chat, Boogeyman Plays. Cousin Cam was the one that helped.
Shout out to Cousin Cam.
Cam, we couldn't have done it without you. And then, of course, Danny and Brendan couldn't have done it without you guys. Bruce, good work.
Yeah.
Yeah, great work.
We're a
team.
You know,
We're
I
a
seen a
team.
picture of Larry Bird when he was like 9 years old. He looks just like Bruce.
We're a team.
You know, if Bruce was 6 foot tall and athletic, he'd be that white running back for the Chiefs.
Yeah, not even,
Dude, I'd be
not
Aiden
even
Hutchinson.
close.
What do you mean?
You would not be Aiden
I would
Hutchinson.
be Aiden Hutchinson.
You could put two of you on top of each other and you wouldn't be Aiden Hutchinson, bud.
What do you mean?
All right. What do you mean?
I'm probably bigger than him, actually.
Yeah, okay.
I know
But
he's.
something
I know
bigger
he's.
than him, but
I
you
know
ain't
he's
bigger
higher
than
than him. I
He's
know
definitely
that.
more stoned, yeah.
Not stoned, actually, right now.
All right. It's Friday. We've got some picks in store for you guys. We have to recap a Thursday night game. A lot of people very upset about the Thursday night game.
I'm upset.
We will get into that more. Uncle Sam, how was your week this week? It's Friday.
None of that matters.
What do you mean none of that matters?
That just doesn't even matter right now.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't.
It matters.
No,
The people want to know.
Nobody wants to hear about my week, man. They want to hear about our shit. Let's go.
Zolo, how
Why
was
are
your
we playing
week?
games here? Jesus Christ.
Good. Should be a good weekend, too. This could be one of those epic Detroit sports weekends.
It could be. This could be an awesome Detroit sports weekend. Bruce, how was your week?
It's all right.
Yeah?
It's all right.
Any high points, low points, pits, peaks?
Nope. Pretty average all around.
Pretty average.
Pretty average.
Just on the line.
That's
Nothing higher, nothing lower. On the line.
That's Bruce's status quo.
That's Bruce.
Slightly below
well,
average.
I work.
how he
I
works.
work with you, so I mean, I work for you technically.
I can't wait to see you fucking next week.
Anyways, where do we want
Dark Lumen.
Where do we want to start off today's show? Do we want to go into Thursday night off the rip?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
Thursday
do
night.
All right. Starting off with last night's Thursday night football game, the Dallas Cowboys headed to MetLife to play the New York Giants. Dallas came out on top in this one 20-15.
They got so lucky, dude. My God.
Who got lucky?
Dallas.
No, you want to know who got lucky? Vegas. Vegas got lucky because Brandon Aubrey, who's been the best kicker in football for the past 12 months and has been automatic from anywhere on the field, goes out there and somehow, by the grace of God, with 40 seconds left in the game, shanks one, and the Cowboys don't cover the 5.5. They lose by 5. I am not a conspiracy theorist. I don't buy into the NFL is rigged thing, but you know what? Somebody might have turned the magnet on yesterday because that one was just, that one has to make you raise an eyebrow and question things. It has to. How does he miss?
There were
that
so
field goal?
many penalties in that game yesterday, dude. I didn't know if that was ever going to fucking end.
I know.
Excuse my French.
It was a rough one. It was a rough,
That was
game to
the
watch.
shittiest played game that I've seen this year.
honest to God.
With the refs, and I don't know what they were looking at. A lot of it was sloppy on both sides. That was just sloppy.
It was sloppy.
I haven't seen a sloppy game like that in quite some time.
Giants got 5 field goals in this game to get to the end.
That's what killed them.
Yeah.
Was the field goals. They would
can't
have been
finish.
scoring touchdowns. They'd have blew Dallas out.
Malik Neighbors, another monster game, goes out with a concussion.
I seen it
real late in the
last
fourth quarter.
play of the game.
Yeah.
The last play of the game, he went out with a concussion. What the
And it looked like
frick?
it looked like a pretty, like he was down for a second. He kind of, tightened up
Wasn't
a
just
little
a
bit.
second, dude. He
He was
laid down.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not a great sign.
That's not good going into next week for them. They're lucky they got this little break.
Well, the other thing was, and the surprising man of the night to me was Wan'Dale Robinson. My man,
Why?
14 targets, 11 receptions, 71 yards. He seems like he's the bona fide number 2 there now, at least.
I'm surprised they don't use Jalen Hyatt. I don't understand that. The guy was a stud in college. I don't get it. I don't get it.
They must not be seeing something. He had one target last night.
Yeah.
No catch. But I will say, neither of these teams can run the football at all.
I don't think Singletary looked that bad. He looked
Yeah,
better than anybody on Dallas.
I think Singletary has looked better every week. Yeah, yesterday, I know what
I
you're
agree.
saying. I know what you're saying. Listen, I got a hot take. I thought the Giants' offense was very serviceable yesterday.
I thought I agree.
It's clear Daniel Jones has issues and he can't get the ball downfield, but that dinking and dunking worked, and I actually thought their run game was relatively effective. And of course he's not Saquon Barkley, but he hasn't looked that bad. I mean, he's getting better every week, and his utilization's really good.
I expected it.
I actually thought the Giants' defense played pretty well yesterday. That surprised me.
Nah, see, I'm going to tend to disagree with you a little bit.
Okay.
I thought that
They held Dallas to 20 points. That's
yes,
pretty good.
I think there's something going on with Dallas's offense. It's not working, and I think fundamentally it goes to the fact that they can't run the ball, or they're choosing not to run the ball. Zeke Elliott had 5 carries last night. Rico Dowdle got 11 carries last night.
Right.
I think.
Why is he out carrying Zeke Elliott?
Because
I
he's
don't
the guy.
know.
No, I think he's better.
He is.
I
the guy.
think he's. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think he had a strong second half of the year last year, and he was supposed to be better. And I think he's kind of showing it now. I think you're seeing that.
I think that there's something going on with Dallas's offense. I really do. I'm going to say this: they're lucky they were playing the Giants' defense, because if they were playing anybody better, they would have lost that game. In my opinion.
I'm not high on them. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think they make the playoffs.
Well,
Dallas.
Yeah.
I'm getting lower and lower on them every week.
I don't think what I've seen out of them, I don't think they're making it.
You want to do the injuries?
Yeah, I do. I mean, if we're talking injuries, Micah Parsons, to start it off yesterday.
The Lions might miss Micah Parsons in 2 weeks.
He didn't do much last night. I'll tell you what, that left tackle did a really good job on him yesterday. I was shocked.
Can I point something out?
Yeah, sure.
Does it look like Dallas doesn't want to be there?
Yes.
Like, I'm starting to get that vibe. Like, they just don't want to be there. Like, the effort's not there. Mike, you're right.
Does it look like Mike McCarthy has lost his players?
It looks like he's really starting to.
Well,
and I don't like to say that in week 4 where I think a coach is losing the team.
Yeah, after a win?
They don't
a win?
They don't look like they want to be there.
I don't know, dude.
DeMarcus Lawrence went out in yesterday's game as well. But that's 2 big defensive injuries for them right off the rip.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, you're talking about probably 2 of their biggest defensive playmakers. That's not good.
They have pretty good depth on their team. I will say that. But, I mean, if it's long term, they're going to lose these guys for 5 or 6 weeks. They could be in trouble.
They don't have any spark right now. They don't have any gas. Now, on the flip side of that, I think the Giants do have gas right now.
Mm-hmm.
Even with that loss, I think that they do have gas.
There's a little to like.
Yeah. There's ever so slightly.
I will say this. I don't think they're the shittiest team in football.
I agree.
I don't think that.
No, I don't think that either.
I don't think that.
But you want to know what's funny? Is that's like we have to have a debate now. We have to have a debate about who the shittiest team in football is.
It's not the Giants.
I don't think it's the Giants either.
I don't either.
And if hypothetically, if the Panthers can string together a couple games, even half as good as last week, I don't think it's them.
My vote right now would be for the Jacksonville Jaguars, just because they just reek of dumpster fire at the moment.
Jacksonville is a good one. Do you have any suggestions?
Cleveland.
Cleveland is in the running. Mine right now, I would say, is
Cleveland's talent on their roster is the only thing that keeps them even in games.
there's 2 more that I think you could really justify and throw in there. Tennessee.
Well, Tennessee, I'll say this: the games that they've lost, have been on a boneheaded play by their quarterback. No?
And Las Vegas. Your beloved Raiders.
Raiders could be in really
It
bad
looks like
shape
to
this
me
week.
that the coach, Pierce, is basically losing his locker room. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's the Mount Rushmore of dog shit right now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we at with Dallas now? I picked Dallas to win this division. So
No.
I kind of have foot and mouth at the
No.
moment. But hold on. Before we sit there and say no, I'm not impressed with Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Well, Philadelphia's missing a lot of guys. Once they start to get these guys back, they'll start clicking again. So I'm not a fan of their coach. I think he should, hopefully they lose so he's out, because obviously he wasn't the guy that took that team to a Super Bowl. It was his coordinators that got that team to where they were at, because each one of his coordinators are having better success without him.
I
You
don't
agree?
know. I don't know where to go with it, because I'm
No?
truly not impressed with Philadelphia.
Mike?
So, yeah.
Jonathan Gannon? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's been hurting from the loss of those coordinators. I think you guys are both onto something. Dallas is by no means out of it, and the same thing. If we look a year ago, people are like, "What the hell is going on with Dallas?" And then they went on this crazy run to win the division. I don't think they win the division. I think they can capitalize with Philly down at the moment. I think it's a possibility I can see.
So the door is left wide open for
The Washington
Commanders.
Commanders.
the Commanders.
How about this? The New York Giants. The New York
Wow.
Football Giants at 1-3.
Yeah,
come
but the
back to win
Commanders
the
have
division.
already beat them once, right?
Commanders
beat the Giants.
beat the Giants. Yeah.
So guess who's in first place? They tied with Dallas.
Who?
Commanders.
I think Dallas is
No,
one and
4-0?
Dallas is 1-3, aren't
Dallas
they?
is 1-3.
Dallas is 1-3.
No, Dallas is 2-2.
Dallas is 2-2. The Commanders are 2-2
2-1. Philadelphia's
2-1.
in Philadelphia, and then the Giants are 1-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically,
1-3,
Philly
1-3.
and Washington are playing for the first place right now
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. We've spent enough time there. Let's move on. Picks or news? You guys choose.
Do some
A
news.
little news.
Do a little bit of news. All
A
right.
little bit of news there. Did he?
Diddy. Excuse me. There's a little bit of news out of San Francisco.
Okay. Dark Lumen.
Brendan Ayuk got through, quote unquote, through a tantrum and got in the face of Kyle Shanahan at practice today after he told him to change his shorts. No comment on that one?
Why did he tell him to change his shorts?
I guess they were red, and for some reason they weren't supposed to be wearing red shorts.
Why?
Black shorts.
Why?
Because all red, maybe the quarterbacks do. I'm not sure. I don't have all the particulars on it, but he got into it with Kyle Shanahan at practice today, after you just paid him $120 million a month ago. So that's not a good sign of things to come for the 1-2 49ers. Shout out to Dark Lumen in the chat.
This guy is giving him so much shit. Why are they stepping around him?
Well, they definitely need him right now. They can't do anything about
No, I kind of get what you're saying, but isn't Pierce all ready to come back here?
it. Not yet.
No?
Nope.
He's got to come off of IR. I don't know what the status is. I know I don't know if he can full blown
Listen,
practice.
it was a through and through. I'm sure it's fucking healed by now. Excuse my French.
Other wide receiver news. Some fans of the Cincinnati Bengals were lined up outside of their practice facility today. And I don't know if you've seen it, but essentially the facility and the stadium are across the street from each other. So they actually walk across the street. They stop traffic and let the players walk across the street. And there were some fans gathered out there. A fan told T. Higgins that he had him on his fantasy team, and he said it'd probably be a good idea to bench me this week. Is there something going on?
That's
in
awesome.
Cincinnati?
That's inside info. Fuck, I wish I would have known that.
Or he's
Insider
or he's lying.
I wish I would have known that.
I mean,
Those guys hate those questions, man. He was probably lying.
Anyway.
honest to God, I don't think he is.
He said bench me.
There might be something starting to brew in Cincinnati, and you guys know.
Well, you'll know this week if T. Higgins goes out and puts up a 30 this week, then you know he was lying.
So there's a game in Tampa this weekend. As you know, a hurricane just came through there.
Okay.
They're saying at game time on Sunday, it is going to be on-field temperatures of around 120 degrees. It's supposed to be 93 in Tampa.
Okay.
They're expecting rain. That's going to be a good football game.
Why?
Rain, 120 degrees.
Oh, I'm sure it's awful.
It's going to be horrendous, but it's going to be. I think that's going to be a great game to watch.
Yeah, but I see now that game on field last week. Was that a college game or a pro game? College game, and the field was 135 degrees. I forgot which game it was now, but they had a girl on the field, and these guys were just sweating, sitting there, announcing the game.
I have a Malik Willis stat for you.
Oh God!
Only 3 other quarterbacks in NFL history have led the league in both yards per pass and yards per rush over a 2-week span. Would you like to know the company that Malik Willis is currently in?
I don't know.
Jalen Hurts, Steve McNair, and Randall Cunningham.
Okay.
Throwing it all the way back to 1987.
Yeah, but the problem is Malik Willis. How many yards per game is he throwing?
Probably like 100.
I mean, that's what you need to look at. I get the stat and everything about the yards per play, but how many yards per game is he averaging? Well, what's he averaging? 20 passes a game? I mean, all they're doing is running the football and doing end arounds. What's he averaging per game?
I have to take a peek at that one.
You know, you're the numbers guy. You should know this stuff.
I don't know the answer to that.
Yards per Malik Willis, passing yards per game. Hold on. I'm going. Computer's running slow. Yards per game.
Or even attempts per game. Passing attempts per game.
122.
There you go. There you go. That's exactly what's his name was doing last year at Michigan.
Last piece of news.
The quarterback for Michigan. What was his name? McCarthy. McCarthy was averaging 120 yards passing a game.
It must win football games.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
Dallas
what it does. When you run the football and you're not relying on your quarterback to do anything except fucking try to get first downs, that can happen.
All right. I want to start out this piece of news before we get into the picks by asking a question. Who's the worst owner in Detroit sports?
I know where this is going, and I
The worst owner in Detroit sports is the guy who owns the Pistons.
Tom Gores.
He's dog shit. Absolute dog shit.
Well, the Chargers have a new minority owner today. Tom Gores has bought 27% of the Los Angeles Chargers. So while the Detroit Pistons are sitting here floundering, dying, and he won't spend any money on the team.
I wouldn't say that because he has spent money on trying to get good coaches in here, but that's not the issue because everybody he hires is dog shit. So it's not got nothing to do with him wanting to spend money or not because he does spend the money. The problem is the people that are supposed to be running the organization for him are dog shit. That's the problem. It's not you can go ahead and blame all the people you want to blame. But when you keep hiring the wrong GM, the wrong coach, the wrong this, year after year after year, after decade, like the Lions did for the last 35 years, this is what you get. Dog shit.
He's a minority owner. The Chargers ownership group is already considered one of the worst in football as it is.
But that's because they let their team just go to Los Angeles. Yeah, that's why.
It's. I mean, I wouldn't read too much into this. Tom Gores. It's funny. I have my Twitter up right now and who to follow. The top of the three. The bottom is Kyle Meinke, who's the Lions beat writer, I think for MLive. I don't know where he works now. The second is Ford Motor Company, but the one at the top is Platinum Equity. So they know we're talking about them right now.
Wow.
And
They
that
know we're
expensive?
talking about it.
At the end of the day, that's what Tom Gores is. He's an equity guy. What he does is he invests in businesses for the cheap.
He's actually a good businessman.
Very good business.
He's not a bad businessman.
He
He's
invests
just
for-
not a good owner.
He invests for a really cheap price, and then he flips them later or whatever. He hangs on to them like the Pistons. He invests
Well,
in the
tell him to flip the Pistons then. Get rid of them and let somebody else come in here and do
I
it.
think he invested in the Pistons for like $450 million, and now they're worth in the billions because all he had to do was build a practice facility and move them downtown.
And he got
doesn't
a
have to do
palace
anything.
with it.
And it's the same thing. One of the things I'm very bittersweet about with this Tigers run is I don't like when Chris Ilitch gets rewarded because I think he sucks.
Yep.
And it's the same with him. Like he just gets to reap the benefits.
His
of
dad's
not
rolling
saying-
over in his freaking grave right now.
wondering
His
why
dad's
he doesn't
rolling
have an
over in his
bat
grave
in the
right
lineup
now.
tonight.
Jesus Christ.
I have one more fun fact.
Go ahead. Don't get me kicked
Since
out.
last Thanksgiving, Josh Allen has won the most games
Okay.
in the NFL.
Okay.
Do you know who the second winningest quarterback in the NFL since last Thanksgiving is?
Jared Goff.
Nope.
Who?
Give me a hint. AFC or NFC?
AFC.
Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes.
No.
No.
Too obvious.
Let me say this. He came from the NFC and is now in the AFC.
Kirk Cousin.
Nope.
Don't say Aaron Rodgers.
Nope. Come on, boys.
Give me a second. I'll get there.
Came from the NFC last year into the AFC this year.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. Justin Fields, baby. This is the last time I'm going to say it. That's your QB1 if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Is Justin Fields.
But that's agreed, but it's not saying much.
He's got to be the guy. You've got to give him the reins.
Listen, if Trent Dilfer could do it, he can do it.
Amen.
Fair.
I would love to see Russell Wilson in a Miami Dolphins uniform.
No
right
arguments
about
from me.
now. Right about now. All right, let's get into some games of the week. Get into our picks. We will start off in the NFC South. We have nothing other than a...
Divisional game.
There it is. We're back.
Wow.
We're fucking back.
Wow.
There
I
it is.
didn't even put the camera on for
He
him.
didn't even know. He didn't even... I didn't see it coming.
No.
I thought I was going to get ho-hummed.
Can you get one more?
You want to say it one more? There'll
Shut up and let's go.
There'll be another one at some point. The New Orleans Saints are heading to Atlanta to play the Falcons. This is kind of surprising here. All right. I'm kind of shocked by this. Atlanta's a 3-point favorite. Over under in this game, 41.5 points.
What?
Go ahead, take it
Oh.
away.
3-point favorite, huh?
Atlanta is
41 and a half. I'm going to take the over, and I'm taking the Saints.
Go ahead. You want to go? Go ahead.
And
I'll do the exact opposite. Falcons to win, Falcons to cover, and I'm going to go with the under. My props for this one, I like Drake London anytime against a Saints secondary that's going to have its work cut out for him. I also like if he plays because he's on the injury list right now or whatever. He's questionable, I think, with a hamstring injury. I like Chris Olave over 4.5 receptions.
Yeah, as far as injuries go in this game, I think Kamara is questionable because he had just a maintenance day yesterday. The rookie Cesar Ruiz is out. A.T. Perry. I think, did Olave come off the report today?
No, he's on it.
He is still on there. This is tough because New Orleans was so incredibly impressive through the first 2 weeks. And Atlanta has played decent football, but they didn't light up the world like New Orleans did. Granted, New Orleans did it against them. No, they did it against Dallas. Well, Dallas is a questionable opponent now. I'm going to go with Uncle Sam here. I'm going to take New Orleans to cover and win this game, and I'm going to hit the over as well. My anytime touchdown score, you cannot go wrong with Alvin Kamara. I know he missed out on it last week. I'm taking him all day. And honest to God, I think that we see Rashid Shaheed after putting up a 0 last week. No
he's
receptions.
mine for anytime touchdown.
You're taking the Rashid Shaheed anytime? I'm taking him over 53.5 yards this week. There's one more receiving bet that I like. and it's Darnell Mooney over 40.5. I think that he's going to start to become more of an integral part of this offense. But for me, the Saints, if the Saints are going to make something out of this year, which are the first 2 games it really looked like they were going to, they've got to get it back on track this week. Important divisional game against a stout opponent. They've got to show that they're for real. As Zola would say, do you think this is a prove-it game for both these teams?
Yes.
This is a big prove-it.
Divisional prove-it game.
Yeah.
This game will be played at a high level.
This has
on
got
both
this game's
sides.
got the weight of the world on it for both these teams. Bruce, who you got?
New Orleans in the under.
New Orleans in the under.
I just got live feedback from a crew of people that are watching us in California right now.
Uh-huh.
The first bit of information is we need to make sure we're talking directly into the mic. We fucking know that. Thank you. The second one is
that
this
for me?
this wide angle. No, it's directed at all 3 of us. This wide angle,
Yeah.
the wide angle works.
Yeah. So we actually had, you know what? We have to give Bruce his flowers again. Bruce, all by himself, took
whatever.
the super high camera.
I'm blinded right
and
now.
brought it
I
down.
can't see anything.
Yeah, but it looks good. And the camera's at our eye level. We can look into the camera. We don't have to look up to the camera. We can look into it.
Whatever.
Will you give Bruce his flowers? Just one.
Sure.
Tell Bruce he did such a good job.
No.
Okay. Moving on. Let's go to Chicago, where the Bears are hosting the Rams this week. Rams are still pretty decimated with injuries going into this game. Cooper Kupp out. Tyler Higbee questionable. Obviously, Puka Nacua still out. As far as the Bears go, Kevin Byard questionable. Keenan Allen questionable. The Keenan Allen thing looks like it's going to be more of a game time decision.
I thought
than
he was
anything
going
else.
to play.
I did too, but
Okay.
it seems like, there's a lot of miles.
No, I heard Keenan Allen might play. He's questionable.
Yeah.
Time decision.
But
Yeah.
I heard he's gearing up to play. So, and Odunze, he's on the report, but he's gearing up to play as well.
The Bears are a 3-point favorite at home. The over-under is 40.5. Who would like to start?
Chicago's undefeated, right? They 3-0.
No. Chicago
Oh.
is not undefeated. Chicago
It wasn't
is
Chicago. It
1
was
and
Green
2.
Bay and
Chicago is 1 and
Minnesota.
2.
Okay, I'm going to take what is it again?
Chicago is a 3-point favorite.
They're a 3-point favorite over the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams. What's the over under?
40.5.
40.5. I'm going to take the Rams in the over. I think they could almost hit that 40 by themselves. And my anytime touchdown is to Tutu Atwell.
I'm going to go in a different direction here. This one, Chicago has a fundamental issue right now, and it's that they're currently 31st in the run game. And this Rams team they get down and dirty, man. They put up a hell of a fight against Frisco last week, down the whole game, came back, won it. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to take the Rams to cover and win this game, but I'm going to hit the over. I think that you're going to see some points put up in this game. I think Caleb Williams starts to feel a little bit more secure and tries to sling the ball around a little bit more. Unfortunately, I don't think that Chicago has enough of a run game to really give a stout Rams front any fits. I really think that the Rams will win here. Anytime touchdown for me is Karen Williams. And I actually like some passing props in this game. I like the over on both quarterbacks. And I know that's like an unsung thing, because last night I took over on both quarterbacks too. Daniel Jones hit it easily. Dak missed it by like 8 yards. But I'm going to go Caleb Williams over 220 passing yards. And I think the Matt Stafford over 217.5.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Stafford right now looks like he doesn't care who's playing wide receiver for him. He's still going to dish the ball out.
He's still going to hammer everybody with targets.
Yeah, the targets are just going to be flying around.
Hammered.
So give me
Hammered,
both-
hammered.
Give me both quarterback overs. Give me the
Ass.
Rams and give me the over. Zolo?
I like the Rams. I like the Rams with the points, obviously, too. Rams +3, Rams to win, Rams to cover. I'm going to go with the over, too. I like this over. I think this could be a nice Caleb Williams coming out party
Same.
with the painted nails. It goes perfectly there. Give me DJ Moore anytime for those sports bettors watching in California right now, betting illegally. Give me DJ Moore anytime because, again, I think Caleb Williams eats. I'm going to go Stafford under 32.5 passing attempts against this against this Bears defense. Kind of the counter to what you said, because the one thing the Bears do well is they defend. People don't score a lot of points on them. That doesn't mean the Rams aren't going to win. I think that this eventually creeps up to Kieran Williams grinding them down at the end. So give me Stafford under 32.5 passing attempts, and give me Caleb Williams, a little fun one here. Caleb Williams under 18.5 rushing yards, if you can get that one.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, if Caleb Williams isn't running the ball, Roshan Johnson and the ghost of DeAndre Swift aren't going to get much done. And that's what worries me about the Bears right now is the inability to really run the ball. Moving on. Let's stay in the NFC North. We have a
Divisional game.
There it is, baby. The Minnesota Vikings are heading to Lambeau Field to play the Green Bay Packers. Minnesota 3-0. Green Bay, it's still looking like it's going to be Malik Willis at the helm for the Packers. Jordan Love, questionable still. Not out, but it is trending towards him not playing. Other guys on the injury report, Minnesota's looking decently healthy right now. Green Bay, Jair Alexander, questionable. Kenny Clark, questionable. Jaden Reed, questionable. Luke Musgrave, questionable. Devontae Wyatt, questionable. And Jordan Love, obviously questionable. Now, Minnesota's 3-0.
You could say that last one again, Jordan Love being questionable. He's always questionable in my mind. But go ahead, sorry.
Amen. Minnesota 3-0. But this might surprise you guys. Green Bay is the favorite in this game. Green Bay, a 2.5-point favorite. Over under in this one. Kind of surprising. 43.5.
I'll go. I believe in the Vikings. I just think the Packers are a better team. I like the Packers. Their Packers are at home, right?
At Lambeau, yep.
I like the Packers at home here. Give me the Packers -3. I like the under in this one because I think these are two very good defenses. And people are a little banged up as well. Jalen Naylor, over 1.5 receptions.
Jalen Naylor.
Oh, yeah. That Sam Darnold seems to love him. Jalen Naylor, go green to all the Spartan fans out there. Not from me. It's not a genuine go green, but go green to all the Spartan fans out there. And then I like Josh Jacobs to go over 58.5 rushing yards. People have been panicking on him recently. I think he turns the gas up a little bit. And don't be shocked to see Aaron Jones play for a little something extra against his old team this week, too.
Amen. Uncle Sam.
I'm taking the Vikings in the over. And my pick is a Sam Darnold rushing touchdown.
Holy shit. Okay. I'm going to play the hot hand here.
Okay.
Give me Minnesota +2.5. I think that they win this game. I'm going to hit the over as well. And I know everybody's going to be... I'm going to take Justin Jefferson, not as my anytime, but I'm going to take him as the first touchdown scorer in this at +750, currently on FanDuel. Now, I'm going to take... we don't have quarterback line, a reputable quarterback line yet, so I can't really go there. But I'm going to take... You took Josh Jacobs over 58.5?
Yeah.
I'm going to take Aaron Jones over 58.5.
Excellent.
They both have the exact same line right now, both 58.5. Honest to God, I think I agree with Zolo too. I think both running backs hit the over here. My anytime touchdown, though, is going to be one from deep in the depths of Green Bay's receiving core. I want a Dontavian Wicks anytime touchdown this week. Reed's banged up. I don't believe in Christian Watson. Give me Dontavian Wicks as your anytime this week. And hit the running back overs. I think there's going to be a lot of running in the football in this game. Minnesota's defense is still scary.
Brian Flores doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, and if there's anybody who can prep for Malik Willis, I think it's him.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, speaking of defense, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers heading to Indy to play the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium, Pittsburgh. a 2-point favorite as the away team here. The over-under in this game, 40.5 points. Zolo, you want to start this one off?
Yeah. So this one has potential, right? I think this one has potential on paper. It all hinges on Anthony Richardson actually doing something, and I don't think he's going to do it against the Steelers. Pittsburgh's just lucked out with this really crazy, easy schedule to start, and it pisses me off because people think they're that good, and that's why Justin Fields is looking good. But in the meantime, Justin Fields is looking good. It is what it is. So I'm going to go with the Steelers minus 2.5. I like Alec Pierce over 1.5 receptions. I like Anthony Richardson under 25.5 pass attempts in this game. I think if he wants to beat the Steelers, he's going to have to do it with his legs. And give me the under in this game.
Uncle Sam?
I'm going to take the Steelers in the under. And my prop is a Najee Harris anytime touchdown.
This one's tough because, at some point the Colts have to come out and look good. Unfortunately, I really don't think it happens against Pittsburgh's defense. Pittsburgh's defense has made pretty much everybody look bad all year. I'm going to take Pittsburgh in this one, and I think the Justin Fields train keeps rolling. I'm going to take the under. I don't see a lot of
and I want to know this, too. Here's my other prop. Is Russell Wilson going to wear shoulder pads this week?
Hell yeah. He
That's
is.
my other
question.
prop. I just want to
Without
know
question.
if he's going to be in full gear and inactive at the same time.
That's my emergency third quarterback. Ready at all times.
Doing wind sprints in the aisle of the plane.
There's one, again, I like a double quarterback prop. Anthony Richardson over a half a touchdown parlayed with Justin Fields over a half a touchdown. Think there could be 2 touchdown passes in this dumpster fire of a game? Listen, neither of these teams love to throw the ball, which for me, the other one I like Justin Fields over 39.5 rushing yards. And I actually like, you took my Najee anytime here. But I'm going to default back. I'm going to go to an Anthony Richardson anytime touchdown. I think he ends up running one in.
Boogeyman Plays in the chat in the TikTok chat, I should say, brought up a really good point that the Steelers are the least fun team to watch right now.
Oh, it's awful.
They're the definition of the product is bad.
Yeah. The Steelers are horrible.
They're
But they're 3-0. They're 3-0. All the teams with the worst product to watch right now are winning football games. How does that make sense?
I think the
Well,
Vikings,
I wouldn't
Vikings
say
have a
that the
good product.
Vikings are
The Vikings have a good
worst product
product.
to watch.
Dude,
They got the best receiver in football. Aaron Jones is out of his mind.
Aaron Jones is not out of his mind.
Yes, he is, dude. The
You're
guy's playing
watching
at high
Sam
level.
Darnold in good
Whatever.
defense.
Sam Darnold is better than what people think. I've been saying that
Oh,
for
gee.
I've been saying that
Here
for the
we
last couple of years.
See, you can't say things like this. You get them all right. Get them all
Whatever.
excited over here talking
Whatever.
about Sam Darnold.
I'm not allowed to say anything.
Listen,
Thank you.
No, you want to know? You are allowed
Okay,
to say
thank you.
Okay, thank you. You are allowed to say something about this game because this one's going to get you really excited. The Denver Broncos heading to MetLife to play the Jets. The Jets are 7.5 point favorites in this game. The over-under is 39.5.
Is this the Nate Hackett revenge game part 2? Part 2 with Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, God.
I'll bite. Jets to win. I actually like the Broncos to cover this one after last year. Give me over 39.5. I think we get a little offense out of this game, especially with the Jets defense being a little bit more banged up than they should be.
Singleton out now for
IR, done for the year.
Singleton's done for the year. CJ
Dude, he
and I
played
have
right
both
through-
these
he
guys,
played
by the
right
way.
through. He played the whole
CJ Mosley's also done this week. He's still got that lingering toe issue.
Wait, we actually have to talk about this. Go ahead, do your props first.
Yeah, of course. Braylon Allen over 35.5 rushing yards, and Bo Nix under 31.5 passing attempts.
Alex Singleton, linebacker for the Broncos. He tore his ACL in the first quarter of last week's game. Finished the game. With a torn ACL.
I actually have one better
finished
than that.
the game.
Jack Youngblood back in the 70s when the Rams were playing the Steelers, he played a Super Bowl with a broken leg.
This guy played 56 defensive snaps with
played
no
and
knee.
This guy played a playoff game and a Super Bowl with a broken leg.
Yeah, but back then they went to the locker room. They ate a whole bunch of whatever the equivalent of Percocet was back then. Drank a whole bunch of shit. smoked a few cigarettes,
Whatever,
and went
dude.
back out there and
He was a
played.
dude. He's
Huh?
a dude.
So you're Alex Singleton's not a dude?
I didn't
'cause
say he
it's not
wasn't
the
a
70s?
dude. All I'm saying was Jack Youngblood did it on a broken leg. Played a playoff game and a Super Bowl on a broken leg. You
always
think
got-
any of these guys today could do that?
That's what
No.
I'm telling you.
No.
He played 56 snaps with a blown ACL. You can't go up and down the one step at Joy
Whatever,
Road
dude.
with your
Whatever.
strained meniscus.
Listen, if I had to go downhill and play, I could play. I just can't walk downstairs. I can run, but I can't walk downstairs. That's all.
I am going to go with the Jets in this game to cover and win. I'm going to take the over. Denver showed at points they can put up points. At some point, they can put up points. The one thing I don't like is I think that Tampa took the mouth punch last week. I've got to see it happen again for Denver to really believe in it. The Jets have been boring so far. Like, they've been very boring. Garrett Wilson hasn't been doing all that much. A lot of running of the football. Why are you shaking your head?
Just listen to what you're saying.
You don't think the Jets offense
No,
has been boring?
it's an awful take.
You don't think the Jets offense has been boring?
No, I do not. I do not.
Well,
I love the ground pound. I like that shit.
I'm aware, but
Love,
it's
I love
boring.
pounding.
It's not
So-
exciting. It's not exciting. Jeez.
He's licking his chops over
Licking
there.
the chaps right now. I like Aaron Rodgers over 218 passing yards. I think Garrett Wilson gets it together this week. I like him over 54.5 receiving yards, even though he has not done it thus far. And give me a Breece Hall anytime.
I'm gonna take the Jets, the over, and mine is a Alan Lazard anytime touchdown.
Wow.
It's Mary and Joseph.
Wow.
How badly do you wish Randall Cobb was still there so you could hammer that one every week?
He'd parlay the two of them.
The ghost of Randall Cobb.
The former Packer parlay.
Fuck. What are you going to do if Devontae Adams gets traded to the Jets? You might explode. Him and Alan Lazard back on the field with Rodgers. You're not going to know what to do with yourself.
Everybody better look out if that happens.
Next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles heading down to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. Buccaneers coming off of a shellacking. Philadelphia, 1.5 point favorite. Over under is 42.5. What do you think?
I'm gonna take the Buccaneers. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers in this game. What is it? What's the over under?
42.5.
42.5. I'm gonna take the over because I still think both teams could score. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers, and mine is my prop is a
Don't say it.
huh?
Don't say what I think you're going to say.
What do you mean?
I don't want you to say my prop.
What's your prop?
You go.
No, I don't want to say your prop.
Just do it.
Somebody's got to say
It just double endorses
My
it.
my prop is a Chris Godwin anytime touchdown.
Did he say it?
No, it was close.
Okay.
It's close.
Give
Actually,
me
I changed it,
you and me.
so it wasn't yours.
You and me.
Tell me if I say yours.
You and
I
me.
will tell you.
Have me and Uncle Sam picked different yet this week? I think you and me are in lockstep probably for the first time
You're
ever.
in lockstep.
I'm going to take Tampa Bay to cover and win as well. I'm going to hit the under in this game. My anytime touchdown scorer is not an anytime. I'm going to take Saquon Barkley to score first. I'm going to take Saquon Barkley to score 2. But I am still going to go with the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield's gritty as shit. He's going to come back from the ashes like a phoenix after last week's very disappointing loss to a dog shit organization and a dog shit team. I'm going to take him over 236.5 passing yards. Give me Mike Evans over 61.5 yards.
Elizabeth asked in the chat earlier, Burrow or Baker. Does that mean you're endorsing Baker for this week?
No, I'm endorsing Burrow.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm Burrow.
Endorsing Burrow.
I'll be the counter, so we're not in lockstep. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I like the Eagles minus the 1.5, so I don't think the Bucks cover. Give me the under as well, and then Mike Evans anytime was mine. Was that yours?
No.
Mike Evans anytime. He's due. He's
Actually, I was going to do a Baker Mayfield rushing touchdown. I didn't.
I couldn't find that on FanDuel, but
not
yeah,
on
like
there right
Baker's
now.
Is it one
Baker's
on there or
rushing
not?
yards over, I think, is a good one. Whenever
Yeah,
it is.
Let me.
that's what I wanted to do.
I couldn't find Baker rushing.
And I thought that's what you were going to do.
No, but that's a good one. I think Baker rushes for some yards against this front.
They're
You know, think about it. He's going to be sitting back in the pocket, right? No one's going to be open. I think guys are going to be open this game because the Eagles secondary has been suspect. But he's
Right.
going to take off and do something at some point.
Why is there no rushing props out for this game?
I don't know.
Well, maybe because
They might be waiting to see what happens with A.J. Brown's questionable now and Devontae
Smith's out.
They might be waiting for the full picture on the injury report before they put some of the props out. They do that from time to time.
Bucky Irving is questionable as well.
Not Bucky Irving.
Bucky Irving. No, Tristan Wirfs questionable. Vita Vea questionable. Antoine Winfield out.
Is
Elijah Cansey out.
He's out again?
Yeah.
What the hell, dude?
Saquon, big day out of Saquon, I think.
Yeah.
Really big day out of Saquon. Next up,
That almost makes me want to change mine.
the Cincinnati. Oh, Bruce, who you taking in that one? I'm sorry.
You know, I wanted Tampa Bay, but the second he said Tampa Bay, for some reason, I wanted to take Philly. So I'm changing mine to Philly
Wow.
in the over.
He has no faith in you. You hear that?
No, him and I are in lockstep, but for some reason, it didn't sit right.
I just don't like the Philly secondary right now, and I think they'll eat. I think Tampa will eat against their
And Philadelphia has no wide receivers.
I mean,
you're gonna have the Dallas Goddard.
You're right. With everybody missing on Tampa, Saquon's going to have a freaking field day.
But everybody's missing on AJ
Right.
Brown's. I don't think AJ Brown's going to play in that game. I don't. But Saquon is going to have field day. Jump into the chat real quick. Full PPR from Orlando. Full PPR league start 2. Jacobs, Montgomery, and Pollard. This one takes absolutely no time for me to think about. It's Josh Jacobs and David Montgomery. Tony Pollard's not startable, in my opinion, right now. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I love nothing about the Titans.
No.
And
You got to see it first.
even if I did, like, it would be Tajay Spears, who I like in that backfield. And yeah, it's a wait and see style thing. They may just be completely anemic.
Be patient with Josh Jacobs. It will get going. Just be patient. Next up, Carolina is hosting the 0-3 Cincinnati Bengals at Bank of America Stadium. Cincinnati is the favorite in this game by 4.5 points. The over-under, though, 47.5. Can the Bengals finally do it? Can the Bengals finally get the monkey off their shoulder? Uncle Sam.
I don't know. They just lost another old lineman. They're decimated up front. They can't run the football. I'm gonna take Carolina to win this game.
You want injury report here real quick? Trent Brown out?
Yeah, he's done for the season, no?
I believe so. Sheldon Rankins and B.J. Hill both out.
That's their 2 inside tackles are both hurt.
Now, Deontay Johnson popped up in the injury report with a groin injury.
I think
Okay.
he was limited in practice today.
He was limited today. A'Shaun Robinson also questionable going into this game.
Okay.
And that's
I don't care. I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Panthers to go for their second win of the year.
Hold on, backtracking real quick. Someone asked a question in the TikTok chat. Start the Rams tight end or the Jets tight end. Here's the problem. I don't know who the Jets tight end is.
Conklin.
But they platoon. It's Conklin
Yeah,
and
it's,
Rucker, Jeremy Rucker.
yeah.
It's between the two of them. So it's tricky. I mean, Conklin, I don't think is as loved as he was last year or the year before with Zach Wilson. So I think that's a red flag. And Stafford's go-to last week was Parkinson, right?
Yeah.
Or right? Is it Colby Parkinson?
he hit
Yes.
Colby Parkinson a couple times.
Yeah. So I think I think that the lesser of two evils there is Colby
Conklin
Parkinson.
actually had a good game last week. So
Oh, 1-800-CHOKA-HO just joined the TikTok chat, by the way.
Oh, that's
I'm sorry. Are we allowed to say that?
probably not.
Someone's
out.
username.
Okay.
Don't bully me or I'll come.
Anyway.
Give me Cincinnati in this game.
There it is.
Give me Cincinnati.
There it is.
Give me under 47.5. I'm going to go Jamar Chase, anytime touchdown
That
scorer.
secondary let you down last week, dude. Secondary let you down last
Listen to
week.
me.
Sam,
I said, hold
Sam
on.
Darnold's hot as fire right now. Or not Darnold.
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton
Played
was hot
one
as
game.
fire.
All right, even
Dude, he
Mike
was-
White
He
can
was
win one game.
unstoppable.
Blind squirrels find nuts. Give me the Joe Burrow over 255.5 yards. And then I also like, even though T. Higgins said not to play him this week, I would play him this week. I'm going to go over 51.5 receiving for T. Higgins. The Bengals cannot run the football. All I'm going to say is, please, for the love of God, don't lose Carolina, because if that's the case, I can't pick them the rest of the way. Uncle Sam.
At this point, they go 0-4. Then what?
It's over. Pack it in.
You can't come back from 0-4.
Pack it in.
You probably can't come back from 0-3. You certainly can't win the division.
They've started out 1-4 and made it pretty far.
This
Yes.
team is worse
Yeah.
than those teams,
This
though,
team is
That
worse
is
than
true.
those teams.
and has a lot of issues.
Yeah. It's not like it can't be done, though.
I think it could still get into
I mean,
the
when
playoffs.
people think that teams get written off like that, like the Tigers, and they were written off a couple months ago, look at them now. Anyway,
Would you like to make the pick?
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Zolo started.
No, I haven't done this
told
one
you.
yet.
You started.
I haven't done this one yet.
Oh, you
He
haven't
hasn't
done
done
this
it
one
yet.
yet. I'm sorry. My bad.
Bengals. There's no way they could start 0-4.
There's no way they can lose this fucking.
Bengals minus 4.5. Over 47.5. I think there's some points in this game. I think you could see like a nice like 25-28 ordeal. Jamar Chase anytime. Joe Burrow over 255.5 pass yards. And you ready for this? A little tease here because I think he's going to be relied on with it. Thielen's out, right?
Yeah.
Thielen is out.
I think Xavier Leggett, there's an alt receiving yards prop. You can lower it to like 25 plus, and it's minus 216. Do that. Lower it because they might ease him in. But who knows? Maybe this is finally the time that Xavier Leggett lights it up.
Xavier Leggett, baby. Deep stash. Deep stash. Bruce, who you got?
Andy Dalton and the Carolina Panthers.
You're Andy Dalton's illegitimate son. You know that? You're so pink.
Actually, his brother is his little redhead ass. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know where the red hair comes from. That's so weird.
I know where it comes from.
Next up, we've got the
Divisional game.
Jacksonville Jaguars are heading to Houston to take on the Texans. Jacksonville 0-3, and as Zolo said earlier, probably on the Mount Rushmore of dog shit currently.
Dumpster fire awareness.
Dumpster fire. Houston coming off of a pretty shitty loss. Pretty shitty loss to Minnesota.
See, they needed this to set the ship in the right direction.
Houston is a 6-point favorite in this game. The over-under, 44.5 points. Who wants to start it up?
I'll go. Texans to win. I actually like the Jags because their back's against the wall. I actually like the Jags to cover the 6.5. I think that they need it. Maybe they get within 6. Maybe they get some backdoor action at the end. But I think this game, it's divisional, so I think it's going to be closer than people think. But give me the Texans to win. The Jags to cover. I like under 44.5. ETN anytime and Cam Akers anytime. You could still endorse it. You could still
I'm
say
endorsing Cam Akers anytime. Uncle Sam?
Taking Houston to win, and I'm taking the over. I think they're going to put a lot of points up this.
Is Houston going to cover the 6.5?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
See, we agree.
I
again.
got
We
them
agree
in
again.
my anytime touchdown is a the hell is that kid's name? Tank Dell. Anytime
out.
touchdown.
Tank
Tank
Dell's
Dell's out.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's the second week in a row you picked the hurt guy, man. Mixon currently questionable. Dell out.
Well, I'll take my other one, Stephon Diggs, anytime touchdown.
There you go.
Okay, so both of my anytimes I have to endorse because I loved both of those. I think. Okay, can I give a hypothetical real quick?
You sure can.
If Jacksonville gets ran out of the building, does Doug Peterson lose his job?
When's their next prolonged period? Hold on 1 second.
Let's look. Let's see what Jacksonville has coming up.
So they have the Colts next week. Then they have
Well-
the Bears. Then they
Bears.
have the Patriots at home.
Go ahead.
Packers, Jags.
Go ahead. What's going on?
TikTok just shut us down for talking about drugs.
What drugs?
I don't know.
TikTok shut us down already?
I can still see us.
Drugs or other related substances.
Is it not just a is it a warning or are we shut down?
It said the visibility was shut down, but
I could see us.
if
Right now.
Zolo can see us, then
Well,
we're still there.
You know what it means?
It's only a 9-second delay though. They took us off the For You page.
We got shadow banned, yeah. We've officially been shadow banned 56 minutes into our first live stream on TikTok. Who said something about drugs?
It said drugs or related substances.
We can question it.
You know what?
I already appealed. I already appealed, and they sent it through, and then that came up just now.
Did I say
They
beer?
thought we were.
I said beer.
We can't say beer.
I guess not. We're learning something new every day. We need to go on Instagram Live. TikTok's garbage anyways. Now, where were we?
Their buy isn't until
They have a late buy, don't they?
a really late buy. It's the last week of November, so the Thanksgiving holiday. I mean, it depends on how
So
hard.
we're
they
on
think
more
they
than
can
one
compete.
platform right now, correct? Yes or no?
Can we pick the games?
We're still
always
on.
YouTube.
We're still on
YouTube.
TikTok.
We're live.
but we're not showing up on people's feeds.
Don't
Whatever,
try to
we're on
explain
YouTube,
shadow
right?
ban to him right now, okay?
Yes, we're on YouTube.
All right, good. Let's go. Now I can act normal. Go ahead.
Continue. So Jacksonville has a very late buy. So what does that mean for Doug
A
Peterson
late
at
buy.
0-4?
It's. I mean, it's. They might be thinking that at 0-4. They might be thinking like we need to write this. It's a matter of if they think they can get in, right? If they think they can still get in, then they have to make a move. Correct.
Now, what you've seen out of them, do you really think that they're going to be able to put this together?
No, because I think their division's tough.
Yeah.
I was so high on this division, and now you have the Colts at 1-2. You have the Titans at 0-3. You have the Jaguars at 0-3. The Texans have not looked spectacular, and they're a
Right.
Super Bowl anointee. Really weird times in the AFC South at the moment.
Uncle Sam,
What?
you want to pick this one?
I already picked it, didn't I?
I don't think any of us have.
Did I pick this game or no?
I was.
Or you shut us
he
down?
He took Stephon Diggs anytime.
I took Stephon Diggs anytime and the Texans in the
That's
over.
what Zolo said because I was looking at this.
Oh, no, yeah, we picked this. We
picked this.
All right, we're good.
I picked the Texans to win, the Jags to cover.
All right, let's get our old
Over
chat
under?
back in
No.
here.
What'd you choose, Sam?
I'm taking Houston in the over in this as well.
Yeah.
My anytime touchdown. You really can't go wrong with Nico Collins right now. So because my first two were taken, I will go with Nico Collins. I like Stroud to throw for more than 266.5 yards. Alcoon is questionable going into this game. Actually, he's doubtful going into this game for Jacksonville. That's a huge part of their defense. I don't like any rushing props in this game because every running back that Houston has is pretty much dead. Give me Nico Collins over 81.5 yards. Give me Brian Thomas over 48.5 yards. Moving on. The Washington Commanders are heading to the desert to play the Arizona
Hey, nobody asked
Cardinals.
Bruce who he was taking.
Oh, Bruce, who are you?
Houston.
Okay. The Washington Commanders are heading to Arizona to play the Cardinals. Arizona, a 3.5-point favorite in this game at 1-2. The over-under is 49.5 points. A lot of points. Who'd like to start us off?
I'll go because I like this game. On paper, I think this could be a really fun game. Give me the Cardinals to win, the Cardinals to cover the 3.5. I like the under, believe it or not, 49.5. There might be a teeny bit more defense than you'd think. This is a game, this reeks of we're going to exploit the Cardinals, or excuse me, the Commanders secondary. Marvin Harrison over 72.5 yards. Marvin Harrison over 5.5 receptions. And I also think with Trey McBride's out in this one. I think with McBride out, someone's going to have to eat and get those targets. The return of Greg Dortch. Greg Dortch over 3.5 receptions in this one.
Uncle Sam?
I'm going to take the Cardinals, the over, and my anytime touchdown is a Mike Wilson touchdown.
Who's your did you have an anytime in this game?
Yeah, Marvin Harrison anytime.
That's what I figured. Give me. I'm going to take Washington. I'm going to take Washington to cover. I'm going to take Washington to win. I'm going to take the over. I think they get a very late backdoor win here. This game is going to be tight. It has all the makings to be extremely tight. I am going to take a Brian Robinson anytime in this game. Passing props, not really in love with any of them. As far as rushing goes,
I personally think they're going to struggle because Eckler is out. That's why I'm going the other way with that.
You're forgetting about Jaden Daniels, baby.
I think he relies on dumping the ball off to the backs, and that's his little safety blanket, and I think that's going to be taken away this week.
I think he's going to run the shit out of
That's
the
why I'm taking the Cardinals.
Give me Jaden Daniels over 47.5 rushing yards, and give me Kyler Murray over 33.5 rushing yards. Both quarterbacks hit the overs on rushing this week. The Eckler thing is what plays into that. Jaden Daniels show. You know something I'll say about watching Washington last week? How many of those fourth downs did Jaden Daniels look over to the bench and he's like, I got this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. He's got a lot of confidence right now, and I think he's going to try and take over that game. Next up, we've got the New England Patriots heading to the Bay Area to play the San Francisco 49ers. Shout out to Dark Lumen. Frisco is a 10-point favorite. The over-under, 40.5. Who'd like to start?
Give me the Niners. I think they cover the 10.5 as well. I like the under in this one just because I don't think the Niners are going to be able to do everything themselves. George Kittle's back. Give me Kittle anytime. And then the only pass catcher I could see doing anything for the Patriots is Hunter Henry. So give me Hunter Henry over 2.5 against those surprisingly weak Niners linebackers. We know they're not weak. They're just not playing well right now.
Uncle Sam?
I'm going to take the Niners. Niners and the under.
You're not even taking a Patriots cover here?
No.
This had all
Taking the
make-
Niners, the under, and my little anytime touchdown is a George Kittle anytime touchdown.
I am also going to take San Francisco to win to cover. I am going to take under 40.5 points because I don't think the Patriots are going to score any. As far as receiving goes, I don't like any of the Patriots pass catchers whatsoever. And for some very odd reason, I cannot get a single San Francisco prop bet up on my screen right now.
They're pulled because everything's up in question. What's his face? Trent Williams is injured and might not play. Purdy was on the injury report for a second. He's off. They're probably waiting to see how that unfolds as the weekend goes on.
That tells me you're going to have the Jordan Mason show. Give me Jordan Mason to score 2 touchdowns on the ground, and give me any singular under that you can take as far as passing goes in this game. The Jawan Jennings thing was cute last week. I don't think you're going to see a ton of passing in this game because I think San Francisco is going to score early, and then essentially New England ain't got enough firepower, even against a banged up Frisco defense, to really make any noise. So I think this is going to just be a solid day for San Francisco.
Bruce?
Give me the Kyle Shanahan circus of the 49ers.
The Kyle Shanahan circus, baby.
Did you have any boar's head meat with listeria in it, Bruce?
Can't talk about meat, Mike. Anyway.
Whatever. Fuck it.
You're not even actually allowed to talk at all.
According to this, we're good now.
You're gonna see it if you go look up tip balls. We're still live on TikTok.
Anyways, if we're gonna get cut off, I'm just gonna fucking go over the board here.
No, don't go there yet. We're still allowed on the app.
All right.
Next up, we have two of our Mount Rushmores of dog shit playing each other. The Cleveland Browns are heading to Allegiant Stadium to play the Las Vegas Raiders, which means, unfortunately, one of these two teams has to get a win this week. Cleveland, a 1.5-point favorite. The over-under, 36.5. Uncle Sam, you have a lot of love for both of these organizations, so why don't you start off?
It's very, very hard for me to pick this game. I'm a big fan of both teams. You know what? I'm gonna take Cleveland in this in a close game. I just think I think the Raiders have just fucking lost their minds and can't keep it together.
But so is Cleveland.
I don't know.
Everyone's
Yeah,
staying
but
out
I haven't
first.
seen Cleveland give up yet.
Crosby's out. Isn't
It looked like to me that Vegas gave up last week.
Max Crosby is out.
There's like a bunch
Yeah.
of people out for.
So I'm gonna take Cleveland. this
Devontae
week.
Adams is out.
Yeah.
The whole team is out.
Yeah.
Vin Diablo.
I think they're
out.
all just sitting out on purpose.
They're all sitting out just to be traded.
David Njoku.
Dead.
Out.
Oh, can't say that.
Okay. My anytime touchdown is whoever's left. Whoever's left. is
Amari
gonna score. Mari Cooper anytime touchdown.
Amari
Whenever
Cooper,
you don't.
Hold on.
Oh,
Amari Cooper is questionable.
No,
he'll
play.
play.
He'll play.
Amari Cooper is a stud.
Jerome
That's my
Ford
guy.
anytime.
He's anytime touchdown. You can never go wrong with Amari Cooper. If he has to go back there, throw the ball down the field, run to it, and catch it and score the touchdown, he will do it.
I'm going to go with the Browns, believe it or not. I'm going to go with under 36.5. I am also, I have it down here. I have Amari Cooper anytime. No, I'm going to do it. I know you're not going to want me to do it. I'm going to do it anyways.
Go ahead.
We can double endorse props. That just makes us
Go
look
ahead.
better when they hit.
Go ahead.
Brock Bowers over 5.5 receptions. No brainer. He's the only pass catcher left. Mayer is out. Devontae Adams is out.
Jacoby,
Jacoby Myers.
He doesn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think this is another big game for Brock Bowers, especially after last week. They were shut down nicely last week, so
You pick Cleveland to win too?
I did.
I'm going to take the Raiders to win this game.
Did you pick Cleveland?
You could go anyway. You could go anyway.
I'm gonna pick the Raiders to win.
Yeah, it's
that's
okay.
an awful take. Why don't you just leave?
I think the Raiders win this game by accident. I think the Raiders win this game because I think Deshaun Watson, one of his front wheels finally falls off and ends up at a massage party.
I'm just hoping I see 30-30 this week. I don't give a shit
You know
Maybe.
what?
about anything else.
We
Maybe.
might see 30-30.
I want to see 30-30
Maybe.
this week.
Shout out to Jameis Winston.
Give me the Brock Bowers anytime. Give me Deshaun Watson and Gardner Minshew both under 201 passing yards. Give me the Brock Bowers over 55.5. Give me all of the Brock Bowers this week. Give me all of it. There's nobody in this game that's appealing besides banged up Amari Cooper, the ghost of Jerry Jeudy, and Brock Bowers. And you want to know what's interesting? I don't know. For some reason, I'm not seeing any Jacoby Myers props. So maybe we need to do a little back search here. But is Jacoby Myers injured?
Is he benched?
Has he been
just
traded?
sitting
Benched?
out?
Is he just done? I don't know.
I don't know.
Damn, 2 weeks ago they were all getting behind Minshew and Crosby was dabbing him up, telling him.
Yeah, what's
gotta-
happened between now and then?
Bruce, life comes at you fast,
Yeah,
bud.
just holy
Life
shit.
comes at you fast.
It's like Bruce with work.
Next up.
Whatever.
Hey, you didn't let Bruce pick
Oh,
a.
Bruce, go ahead. Sorry.
The massage parlor is gonna win.
We can't say that.
Yeah, you can't.
Am I the only one who took the Raiders?
All I said was a massage. There's
You're
nothing
going to get
wrong
us
with-
kicked off.
It's good if someone has
listen,
something.
Listen, if we're going to get
It's
kicked
good
off,
if all the
dude,
logos.
let me
appear
do
in
it
the
losing my
graphic.
mind.
Yeah.
Okay?
Amen.
I didn't say anything
All
wrong. I said
32.
massage
It's
parlor.
like a rainbow.
I'm sorry?
No, it's good if all the logos appear in the graphic. It doesn't matter who picks who. We just got to pick them.
Right.
Next up, the Kansas City Chiefs are heading to SoFi Stadium to play the Chargers. Kansas City, a 7-point favorite. The over-under is 39.5. Injuries real quick. I think there's a few. Mike Dana. Bruce, I know it's going to be hard to hear. Mike Dana's out in
I
this
know.
game.
How'd
Hayden
you know? Did he
Hurst-
tell you? Did he text you? I'm out.
No.
Hayden Hurst questionable with an Achilles
He's on
injury.
one of my fantasy teams.
Joe Alt questionable. Joey Bosa questionable.
Rayshon Slater.
Rayshawn Slater questionable. Justin Herbert questionable. Derwin James suspended.
Yeah, it's tough for the Chargers. It just feels like, again, it goes back to that conversation we had the other day about the Chiefs being the Patriots and just getting lucky with their division. And every week, like, things just turn out properly. Give me the Chiefs. Chiefs -7. I like the over. I think the Chiefs might end up hitting this themselves. I think it might be 35-7 final. Travis Kelce silence everyone with an anytime touchdown. And I like Mahomes under the 247.5 passing yards. I think they're going to be a lot of pounding, and Mahomes might even be out. No, like pounding the football. Like
Pounding the rock.
yeah, pounding the rock.
Ground and pound.
Ground and pound. I think it's that. I think we might even get Carson Wentz here at some point. But give me the Chiefs. That's all I can tell you.
Uncle Sam?
I'm going to take the Chiefs and the over. And Bruce Steele, anytime touchdown.
Give me the Chiefs and the under. The under. I'm going to take a J.K. Dobbins anytime touchdown, and I don't like any other bet from this game because I think, like Zolo said, I think you're going to get Carson Wentz on Sunday.
Kittles and what's his name are good to go.
Kittle and Purdy are playing.
Purdy are playing.
Kittle and Purdy.
Beautiful. Look at you with the updating the breaking news. Wow.
Tiger's first pitch just happened, I'm pretty sure.
Tigers' first pitch. We'll touch on the Tigers right before we end, so stay tuned.
Okay.
Next up, Sunday Night Football, live from Baltimore. The Buffalo Bills are playing the Ravens. I'm going to surprise
The undefeated Buffalo Bills?
the undefeated 3-0 Buffalo Bills playing the 1-2 Baltimore Ravens. And Baltimore is a 2.5-point favorite in this game. The over-under is 46.5.
The Ravens are 2.5 point
The
favorite?
Ravens.
It's in
Mike?
Baltimore.
Shows you what everyone thinks of the Bills. They're on the same page as me. Give me the Ravens. Give me the Ravens minus the 2.5. I like the over in this one. I think there's a little more offense. Two guys that people have been complaining about are both going to hit the board this time around. Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews anytime. I like both of them. And give me Josh Allen under 29.5 rushing yards. They're going to make him sit in the pocket. They're going to make him throw to that lackluster pass-catching core. And I don't think he's going to be effective doing it.
Uncle Sam.
I'm also going to take the Ravens in the over. And
Do it. Do it. But make it two.
mine is a Lamar Jackson rushing touchdown.
Give me the Buffalo Bills. Give me the over. Give me Josh Allen over 233.5 passing yards. Give me the Khalil Shakir over 48.5 receiving yards. Give me Derrick Henry over 68.5 rushing yards. And give me Derrick Henry anytime.
What is that? Like the fucking quadruple trifecta? Right? What is that?
That's
shit
how,
right
that's
there?
how I do it.
Oh God!
That's
no
how
wonder,
I do it.
I wonder why you lose all that money.
Buffalo, you got to play the hot hand. You got to play the hot hand. Next up.
Bruce,
Oh, sorry. Keep forgetting
Baltimore.
about him. He's quiet today.
This is the most I've talked in like a year.
If you had to pick a color on the rainbow, one of the main colors, what color are you today?
yellow.
Today,
Yeah. I think you're red.
I think he's indigo.
I think he's pink.
Indigo
always-
isn't on.
Violet.
Right.
Violet's on the chart.
Indigo is indeed on the ring.
Is it on the? Is Indigo
Roy G.
on?
Biv. Bruce.
Roy G. Biv.
Roy G.
Red,
Biv.
orange, yellow, green, indigo, or red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet.
What the fuck?
I think you're red.
There's a lot of rainbow shit going on right now. I don't know what this means, but
Purple.
We have officially found the dumpster fire game of the week.
Yeah.
Monday night.
I don't know about that.
No, this is the dumpster.
This
fire
is the
game.
dumpster
Cleveland
fire.
and Vegas.
No, this
This
is
is
Robert.
worse.
there isn't
This
two
is
of them.
worse.
Wow.
What? There's two Monday night
Monday
games.
nights
Cleveland,
games.
Cleveland
What
and
the
Vegas, you
fuck?
got 2 1-2 teams. The
I don't think it
Titans
matters.
and
I
the
think both teams are
0
just
and 3 and a 1.
depleted and dog shit.
This is the worst game of the week. The Tennessee Titans at 0-3 are going to Miami to play Snoop Huntley and the Miami Dolphins.
You know, you're saying this right now.
Snoop Huntley's going to pop off.
Yeah,
So you
I
taking,
got a feeling something stupid's.
you
gonna
got
happen.
Snoop Huntley anytime here?
I know.
We had one of these last year. Dolphins
I
Titans
think-
last year was supposed to be a blowout, and the
And
Dolphins
it was
lost
the best.
lost home field because of
It
it.
was the best primetime
Right.
game of the year.
Yeah, and it was going on at the same time as the Tommy DeVito comeback versus the Packers.
The Dolphins are 1.5-point favorites. The over/under is 36.5.
And it's at Miami.
It is at Miami.
I'm going to take the Dolphins. What's the over under?
36.5.
I'm going to take the over the Dolphins, and Tariq Hill over 100 yards and a touchdown.
Give me the Titans. Give me the Titans plus 1.5. That's another situation where someone's got to win at some point. So I like the Titans. I like the Titans to win as well.
He took Miami.
Miami.
Over. I think the over surprisingly hits. Give me Achane anytime and Ridley anytime.
I like Miami to win. I like the over as well. Give me Tyreek Hill over on receiving yards. If Snoop Huntley has a brain, they're just gonna run. They're just gonna run Tyreek down the field. Snoop Huntley is a Pro Bowl quarterback. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Love the Achane anytime as well. I like Achane and Tariq both to score, and I like Tariq over on receiving yards.
Crop dusting over there,
No,
Bruce?
my chair.
Oh, I thought you were crop dusting. Go
You
ahead.
would smell it. if
Sorry.
it dropped.
That's gonna be the worst game of the week, though. It's gonna be awful for
Bruce?
played all around.
Tennessee in the over.
Sorry. Say what?
Tennessee
Yeah.
in the over.
Okay.
And that leaves us with one. The Seattle Seahawks are coming to Ford Field to play our very own Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football. The Detroit Lions are 3.5-point favorites. The over-under is 46.5. Uncle Sam, give the people your knowledge.
Well, here's the thing. Ragnow is officially out already.
Hold on, I'll do a full injury report. Ready?
All right, go ahead.
Ready? We have Kenneth Walker questionable, Noah Fant questionable, Boye Mafe questionable,
Kenneth Walker's going to play, they say.
Leonard Williams questionable, Pharaoh Brown questionable. For the Lions, Anzarike is questionable, Rakestraw questionable, Aleem McNeil questionable, Ragnow out, Skipper questionable, Branch questionable, Melifonwu questionable, Alex Anzalone questionable.
It sounds like everyone for the Lions is going to play except for Melifonwu and Ragnow.
Ragnow is officially out.
Sounds like Laporta's going to play. He was a full in practice today. Sam
Laporta's
Laporta.
off the report.
He's an actual freak. It sounds like Laporta's going to play. Aleem McNeil says he's near 100%.
He said he's playing.
He said he's playing.
Yeah.
I think so. It depends on Glasgow's health. He's had an issue and his arm's been in a sling, but he was a center his entire time at Michigan. He started at center twice for the Lions last year, was 1-1 in those games and was effective. I am not worried. I think that if you can get as many of these guys rest
I
as
think
possible.
the Skipper thing has got me more scared than anything else.
Skipper.
My boy Dan Skipper, you said he was questionable.
He's questionable.
And he's the guy that makes the engine go.
This game compared to the last two, which the last two are two of the best games of the year, the last two times these teams played, because they were just barn burner shootouts that came to the end. I think this one's going to be the opposite. I think the story in this one's going to be defense. I think it's going to be defense. Mike McDonald's defense is the best defense in football through 3 weeks. And obviously the Lions' defense is resurgent and is in that conversation as one of the best at the moment. And I just think that it's going to be low scoring. It's going to be a rock fight, and it's going to be the team whose running game at the end of the day is the most effective, and that's the Lions. On that note, give me Jahmyr Gibbs anytime. I like the Lions to win. I think this is a very close game, so give me Seattle to cover the 3.5, and I like under 46.5. I also like Jackson Smith and Jigba over 4.5 receptions. I think he's the go-to guy out of the three, and he's going to eat. And give me Geno Smith under 245.5 yards. I don't think Geno Smith is nearly as effective this time around as he was the last time around. Last two times, I should say. Excuse me.
Uncle Sam?
I'm going to take the Lions and the under. And my prop is David Montgomery over 100 yards rushing and a touchdown.
Give me the Lions to cover. Give me the Lions to win. Give me the over in this game. Touchdown prop.
Fuck.
What?
Ours never hit when we're in lockstep.
Give me the touchdown prop. I'm going to take a Zach Charbonnet anytime. I would double down on the David Montgomery anytime.
Here's the thing. My numbers on the Charbonnet thing, because I have him, they got him doing half of what he normally does. So that tells me
He's
that
going up against the Lions.
Kenneth Walker is going to play also.
I don't think Kenneth Walker is going to play.
I think he's going to.
I don't.
Under over.
Oh, the under.
I'm going to go with Goff over 240.5. And I like Jameson Williams to have the one monster reception. Give me Jameson Williams over 43.5 yards. A lot of that Seahawks secondary is going to be tied up on Amon-Ra. I think Jameson catches a few big balls. I might get a shadow bend again right there. Catching a few big balls. But Lions come out on top. Bruce, let's hear. I want to hear the wisest man in the room.
The Lions in the over.
The Lions in the over.
I bet you they put an exclamation point for the 2 times that they marched in here and won.
Do you have a prop? Are you going to grace us with a prop?
Yeah,
for the
you gonna give a
hometown game?
prop?
I mean, I
How many beers you consuming? Over under 6.5.
I'm going to take the over for Bruce drinking beer.
Bruce over 6.5 and at
what do
least
you-
3
what do you-
joints.
What do you call the big cans?
Tall
Two
boy.
beers.
Tall boys.
Tall
2
boy.
beers.
2 beers.
2 beers.
Tall boys.
You know what I want to do with you one show? I want to go alive and make you do Edward 40 hands. And we can't sign off the air until you finish.
I have done Edward 40 hands.
I'm sure you have. You're a fucking degenerate.
They have to be Colt 45 too.
All right. Bit of programming news. We will not be here Monday.
Cat piss.
So good.
Go ahead.
We will not be here Monday. We'll be here Tuesday.
We're not working Monday.
We're not working Monday.
Sorry.
It's a celebration. day
Maybe
in
I'll be here
Detroit.
Tuesday if you're lucky.
We will be at Monday Night Football. So that is that. Now, before we sign off today, the magic number is 1. With the Detroit Tigers win or a Minnesota Twins loss tonight, the Detroit Tigers create one of the biggest comebacks in baseball history to make it into the
It's
playoffs.
the biggest since 1973.
1970.
And it's hard. It's much harder to do stuff like this now in the modern era. It's much harder to do things than it was in 1973. This is the biggest. They were 10.5 out on August 11th. They were 8.5 out on August 22nd. This is the biggest push to the playoffs ever. It's not even. It's since 1973, but it's not even debatable. Like it's like it'll be a long time before we see any team do something like this again, let alone the Tigers. And every game after game, like yesterday they were down 3-0 most of the game, and I knew that they were going to come back and win. And I think a lot of people in this town knew that they were going to come back and win, and they did.
Uncle Sam, your thoughts on our Detroit Tigers?
Listen, I think what they're doing is great. Let's not forget about the collapse of the other teams in our division. That's a lot to be said about that also.
They're 9-1 in their last 10.
I've loved what they've done, and I think it's great for this town. But like I said, I mean, what they've done has been incredible, and they've had help because the other teams in their division here suck, basically, fucking suck. I mean, go Tigers, man. I'm happy. I'm happy they're where they're at. You know, everybody's been down on them for the entire year. All I heard at the beginning of the year was fire sale by the fucking All-Star break.
Wait, hold on.
Hinge.
Listen,
Hinge.
they were supposed to be a contender to potentially get into the playoffs this year. They were certainly supposed to finish over 500. But then people saw how abysmal it got after the first week of the season when they weren't playing the White Sox anymore. And April and May rolled on, and then it turned into, okay, are we going to trade Scooble? You know, Scott Boras is going to be asking a lot of money next year. Are we going to?
That's what I'm saying. You had.
I know what you're saying.
Everybody wrote them off.
Bless you.
Everybody wrote them off. Salute. Everybody wrote them off for a while.
They've been written off
Yeah.
since May, at
And
least.
I don't think anybody expected to see what we've seen in the past month.
When you
I
pay
didn't.
Javi Baez and
I
he goes
didn't.
out there and consistently shits.
Well, Javi Baez,
At
as
the
soon as
plate.
he went on a DL, that's
Yeah.
when the run started.
Game on.
That's when their run has started.
They're-
It's clearly a cancer.
They're the gritty Tigs,
No,
though.
you can't point it at one guy.
I don't know.
You can't. No, because guess what? All these guys were sent down early in the year, man. Torkelson, anybody
he came back.
wasn't even going to think he was going to be on the team anymore.
True.
You know, and he's not the only
But
one.
consistently,
There was a
since
lot
he's
of guys
been
who
since he's
opened
been
up
a
the
Tiger,
season.
He's
Listen, a lot of these guys opened up the season. They were dog shit. They were sent down. They brought them back up, and something's clicking. I mean, well, what do you say? I mean, who's responsible for the success of this team? It's the players.
AJ Hinch.
They're getting. I think it's the players, dude. The players play the game. Hinch can tell them all the shit he wants to tell them. It's the players buying in to what this guy's doing is turned it around. Sort of like Dan Campbell with the Lions.
I mean, you have to give him credit for bringing these guys into the bringing them up. He could have picked.
Well, they had no choice, dude.
He could have picked anybody else, though.
They got to listen to me, dude. They don't have much of a choice. Their choice was go out, spend a bunch of money on some guys that might be like Baez, a waste of fucking dime, dude, or bring these young guys up and
Bobby Witt Jr.
see what you got with them. I think that was a very smart thing to do, to be honest with you, was bringing these guys up to see what they have. Because some of these guys won't be on this fucking team next year. I'm telling you right now.
I hear you. You're probably right. They are indeed the gritty Tigs.
The what?
The gritty Tigs.
What's that?
You want to explain this one?
They're
What?
the gritty Tigs. They're just
the gritty
gritty.
Tigs.
They're
What's
taking
a
on the
gritty
person.
Tig?
They're like the
They're the gritty
Lions. They're
Tigs.
Oh,
they're
Jesus
they're
Christ.
taking on the person of the
Stop
town
fucking copying the name, dude. Listen, they're playing good ball, dude. They're playing good ball.
because they're gritting it out. They're grinding out at
what
bats. They're
what they've
grinding out
done
innings.
is really great. Like I said, though, the collapse of the rest of the division has helped them immensely.
You just listened to 97.1 when they were talking about the Twins collapse, and you're not wrong. That's exactly what happened.
Wrong there. I don't listen to 97.1. I listen to the ball games on 97.1.
They needed
but
help
I
from
don't
the
pay attention
Twins.
to any of those people on 97.1 because I'm telling you right now, outside a couple of them guys, the rest of them are dog shit.
Well, you are right.
Don't mean to spit on anybody's parade, but you're not that good, and you're overrated. Go ahead.
You're 100% correct. This couldn't have been possible without the mighty collapse of the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, they've been awful, dude.
If the Twins
They've
didn't
been
collapse,
what did they lost 22 in a row?
You like even
Something
if the
stupid like
Twins
that?
they're like 11 and 20 something.
Yeah,
they haven't lost 22 in a row, but they're bad over their last 30 or 40. And think about it,
They've won like 3 out of their last 20.
if they win half of those games, you're out. If they win a third of those games, you're out. You needed the Twins to lose almost, and it's still not over, by the way. There's still work to be done. But you needed help from the Minnesota Twins, and they came through with the help, and that doesn't always happen. That was divine intervention.
But I mean, they're winning the games. They're taking their own destiny into their hands. That's what you have to do. You can't rely on other teams to lose. The Lions tried that, and it didn't work out for them the year before last. Did not work out because we needed fucking Seattle to lose that game and they wanted to win it, correct?
Yeah, or how about the Red Wings needed the Capitals to lose games down the stretch, and they didn't do it.
Right.
They were winning games, but the Wings weren't
but
winning as
they
much.
were
That last
awful.
game,
The
game
last,
down to the last
what?
game.
The last 10 games of the year, they were garbage.
You talk about the Wings?
Yeah.
Yeah, they turned it on the last 2 weeks, but they lost some games that they should not have lost.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Tigers aren't
And
doing
you know
that.
what?
They're
Hey,
only
listen,
winning.
if this plays out the way it does and they make it deep into the playoffs, you never know. Anything could happen, man. Their pitching is really good. So, and they're doing it by committee. They don't have like outside Skubal. There's not a real good pitcher outside him, but they've got enough guys that can eat innings up to put them where they're at right now. That's what's put them there. It's their pitching. Timely hitting and pitching, And their MVP is that the kid, the center fielder. I think he's the MVP.
Parker Meadows?
Yes, I think he's the MVP. Every game I listen to, that kid does something amazing.
Riley Green too.
For me, it's Kerry Bonds, Kerry Carpenter. Kerry Carpenter's my who's your Tiger? Kerry Carpenter's my Tiger. Anytime they need a timely hit, he gets it. 2 days ago, he got a pinch hit sixth inning single that started a rally, and it just every time there's just it's fun. This is so much fun. Torkelson the other day hit a fucking massive home run on Tuesday night, and watching Carlos Pena called it right the pitch before. He goes, "Oh, it's a 3-0 count," or he's working the count right now. This is going to be inside, and then Torkelson railed one. And it was just so cool to see. And Gibby goes, "Oh!" And we were lucky. Jason Benetti, we're so lucky we have Jason Benetti right now. He's been absolutely incredible all year, even though I didn't really listen to him between May and July because I couldn't. We're lucky we have him, and we're lucky we have him for this run. We're lucky we have Dan Dickerson. And maybe the ride continues.
Jake Rogers.
My Tiger's Colt Keith, man.
He's
Go
good.
Colt. Go Colt.
He's another
Got a
one who
good
went
name.
cold early in the year,
Got a
and they
good
brought
name.
him back up, and he turned it up.
Colt Keith. That's a
But,
quarterback's name.
I really
Yeah.
like the one kid in center field, man, because he can cover some fucking ground. I don't think they've had a center fielder that good and
Granderson?
and a long time, probably since Granderson. Yeah.
Austin Jackson.
Yeah, Austin Jackson.
Well, what was he batting?
He was pretty good.
112.
He went to a World
What
Series.
was he-
pretty
what
good.
and he was, yeah, he
What
was
was he
good when
hitting?
needed to be.
112? Yeah, he's.
He had one season where he hit better than 112.
Anyways, go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Enjoy some football this weekend.
Go Lions.
Shout out to TikTok for shadow banning us.
Yeah,
We
thanks
lasted
for
1
banging
hour.
us. Thank you.
One
banging
whole hour.
us.
It's all Uncle Sam's fault.
Yeah, it's my fault.
We're still on. We're actually back up.
Anything that?
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
You haven't
we are.
banged us yet? All right, let us know when you're going to bang us again. Thank you.
Do you have anything to add?
No, I'm good.
Do you have anything to add? Do you have anything to add?
No.
With that being said, enjoy your football this weekend. Enjoy the Tigers run. And thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Tip Balls Podcast. Make sure to follow our socials, Instagram and Twitter at Tip Balls, TikTok at Tip Balls Podcast, where we now go live, as well as YouTube, where you can subscribe to us by ringing the bell so you get notified when we go live. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, sometime around 5, except next Monday because it is a holiday in Detroit with Monday Night Football, so we will be on Tuesday to recap the weekend. With that being said, thank you so much for listening. Thanks for joining us on TikTok. Thanks for joining us in the chat on YouTube, and we will see you next week.